Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Thursday, June 6th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. And also for those of you that trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will still be moving around and changing. That is because the market is still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do the videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, NVVE, quite the mover today. Now I have a bit of a pullback here, but this has now presented us with pretty well-defined pattern. You got to think a lot of people have drawn that trend line right there. I mean, you can see that boom, 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 just beautifully right off that level. And then that is in terms of, or that's the area of resistance. And then in terms of areas of support, we have that level right there. Let me change that to green to represent support and then maybe make the pattern easier to see. Let's keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge explosion right there. And if you golfers out there trying to make it a little bit more visual for you, put the golf hole down here, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. So while there are no guarantees, is it valid? Is it plausible that if the price comes up here and then gets the break up through that level right there, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? Not guaranteed, but certainly plausible. So if you like stocks down below the $2 mark, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, NDRA, same exact thing of what I just talked about. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because you just heard me talk about it. So in terms of the key area of resistance right there, we have our trend line. Key area of support, you can see with this area right there across the bottom part. Change that to green and then to keep it same color and hopefully make it easier to see. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the big explosion right there. We have a golf hole down here. Another bull pennant pattern. Only difference here, and I'd say the biggest difference is this one's just a penny stock. So maybe you only trade penny stocks, but you do like bull pennant patterns. And in that situation, I would definitely keep an eye on NDRA. Next one, SQQQ, got beat down quite a bit today. But what I'm finding interesting here is that the beatdown seems to be lessening and it seems to be losing steam as that trend line is getting shallower and shallower. So let me change that to green because that is a support level. And that's a level that, in my mind, is very, very interesting. Case in point, if I try to draw that same level right here, look how steep it would be. It would basically be straight down like that. But now at this point, notice how it is angled. So not guaranteeing anything, but suggesting that the selling pressure is starting to alleviate. So does that mean that there could be some sort of bounce back upwards over the next couple of days? Yeah, that's certainly a plausible outcome. Again, not guaranteed, but it makes sense given the nature of that trend line and how it's the angle of it is suggesting that while it is putting in lower lows, sure, it's not nearly as drastic as each one of these lows right here. So if you like to play these sorts of situations where something has gotten beat down, but it's starting to show like, okay, maybe the selling pressure is alleviating, maybe the buyers are starting to step back in, then I would definitely keep an eye on SQQQ. Next one, FFIE, and all things considered, good solid day, and I'll zoom in here in just a second. But just to add context, this 50-cent mark was very, very important. Support, support, support. And if the price were to drop below there, then you start to essentially go down to this no man's land where the price has not been for a very long time. So let's zoom in here, and you can see that actually opening 30 minutes, things were looking rough. Gap down. The price at one point was all the way down there, implying that that 50-cent mark had indeed been broken. But the bull stepped in a big way, said, hey, just kidding. And from that point, brought the price all the way back up there. Now, granted, it has pulled back a little bit from that peak right there, but still, it is above that 50-cent mark, and that's the key part moving forward. So yes, no doubt about it, started off terrible on the day, but you got to give full credit where credit's due. Bull showed up in a big way and recovered the price right back up to that area there. In terms of areas of resistance now moving forward, key level to watch very closely going to be right there at that 60-cent mark. You can see 60 cents was essentially the high from right there. There's another time it was resistance. There's another time it was resistance. And then, of course, right there as resistance. So that does not mean 60 cents can't be broken. I'm just saying it makes sense why the price did get rejected right there at that level. But most important thing is the price stayed above 50 cents, and you want to see that continue to happen moving forward. Next one, ASNS. What a big mover today. And as I speak right now, the price tried to get up through this key area of resistance, but is still struggling at that $4 and let's just call it 30-cent mark. So $4.30 going to be that main battleground. Again, you can see last 30 minutes. Price did push up through there, hit the high right there before getting rejected back down. So $4.30, definitely going to be public enemy number one from a resistance standpoint. In terms of areas of support, the ideal level of support, when you say, hey, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? And that would be if the price can stay up there above $2.85. But with that being said, if the price falls below there, that does not mean the entire chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. Because from the big picture point of view, that's where you want to watch your purple line down there, the 50-period moving average. Keyword there definitely being moving. I understand the price is way up here. This line's way down here. But as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So as long as the price stays above that overarching moving average, then that in and of itself implies the price is putting in higher lows, and that's what you want from a trend building standpoint. So again, yeah, staying above $2.85 would be best case scenario, but from the bigger picture point of view, as long as the price does stay above that purple line, the bulls are in full control of the overall trend. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering here very soon. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free webinar. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link in the description box you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching right on my website, there's an area on the page you can use to get signed up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one, PLUG, and this is a relatively popular stock. Used to be way more of a cult stock, but still relatively popular. And I say all that because when popular, relatively popular stocks get beat down like this one did, I mean, this was an absolute beast beat down. It can draw in a lot of attention. And then it's also one of those situations where it's like, okay, you got beat down, but is it still bleeding? Is maybe the bottom in? And at this point in time, it's looking like maybe the bottom is in because the price is actually starting to go back upwards. Now, let me be very clear. Just because the price has slightly gone upwards does not mean, okay, so this is for sure, the downwards move is done and this thing is for sure going to just keep on going. Doesn't work like that. But my point is it becomes a whole lot more plausible at this point in time that maybe, just maybe, this downwards pressure is over. So moving forward in terms of areas of support, the level that you certainly want to see maintain is going to be right there at 295. And that's important because if the price were to come down to 295 and then break down below it, at that point in time, all you'd have is the price having gone right back to where it was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make a great move. Black, probably not a great choice. There we go. But price movements that make a move and then go right back to where they started, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. And then in terms of areas of resistance, main battleground to keep an eye on right there around the 305 mark. So like I said, very interesting scenario. Absolutely beat down. Now starting to show some progress of potentially being bottomed out. So let's see if this thing can continue to curl back upwards and bounce on Thursday. Next one, AMC. And overall, making progress and looking good. And you can see right now knocking on the door of this upwards channel. Now, there's a little bit of perspective. If you're a day trader and you bought the breakout and you're buying right there, then yeah, the price did pull back. So that's not looking great for you. But overarching wise, the price is knocking on the door of this upwards channel. And this means a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos. But if you have, then hopefully you remember me talking about the sideways channel here with the top of it being 515. And even as I speak right now, the price is doing battle with that level and market closing still 10 minutes. So who knows, 10 minutes, maybe when you're watching this, the price will be up here. And at that point you could say, okay, well actually this sideways channel has officially been broken. But as of right now, as I record, it's currently doing battle, but you can see it's just getting caught up in this area. Doesn't mean that the price can't separate from it, but it does make sense why the price is just struggling right around 515 because that has been a technical level of resistance. And then in terms of levels of support, 455-ish down there is a key level, but right now, priority number one and really just kind of interest point number one is, okay, price is doing battle slightly above it. Is this the start of a bigger breakout to the upside of this sideways channel? Let's see what happens. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and still pretty rough on this one as it's working its way downwards. But to give credit where credit's due, I'm just going to get rid of these lines here because it's getting a little messy with so many lines. But for those of you that have watched past videos, hopefully you remember me talking about 172.75 as a support and the power of charts. I don't say this to brag about myself. I do say it, though, to brag about charts and technical analysis and how it's a worthwhile tool. And I'll turn that into a quick plug, though. Go get signed up for that free webinar. But for those of you that have watched past videos, 172.75 has been a point I've talked about. And check it out. Price came down here. Was it perfect? No, but definitely within the general vicinity, found some support, and then a beautiful bounce. So for anybody that watched the past videos and played that bounce down there, congratulations, you got yourself a nice bounce here. Now from an overarching standpoint, definitely a lot more work needs to be done because now you have resistance levels all over the place. Yes, you still have the upper part of the channel up there at 182, but that's kind of irrelevant right now because first you got to worry about getting above that 50 period moving average, the purple line. Then you got to focus on getting above the pink line. the 200 period moving average. So just from that angle, you can see that, with the downwards move today, that has put a lot of downwards pressure on Tesla and is now putting that much more requirements in terms of levels of resistance that need to be broken. But on the plus side of things, to look at the glass as half full, at least the price did hold above 172.75. But if the price comes down there again, does it bounce? Does it continue on down? That'll be, I think, the main question on a lot of traders' minds. Next one, MITQ, and this one's pretty well defined, and especially when it comes to the levels of support. Maybe you know where I'm going to take this line, because you can see right here a whole lot of price action right around this area of the dollar mark, just flat out going sideways. Now, has it hit $1 exactly every time? It hasn't, but generally speaking, you can see just right around here, the price spent a lot of time here at that dollar mark. So that's certainly going to be the key area of support. And then in terms of areas of resistance, keep an eye on that right there, that resistance line there. And then in terms of supports, this should look familiar from our first couple: resistance, support, nice upwards move, golf hole down here. So we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So once again, if you like bull pennants, you like this price range down around the $2 mark. If it chops around, can it get to the break to the upside? We'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Next one, TQQQ, and this will mean a little bit more to those that have watched past videos, but if you have, let me zoom this on, you know that we've been talking about this resistance line here, that red line, and it's been very stubborn, very annoying. Rejected the price, rejected the price, rejected the price, but today got the gap up above it and just a huge breakout through that level. So I'm going to go ahead and clean out both those lines because they serve their purpose for now. And just to offer up more context, you can see that this thing is just absolutely in beast mode and has broken out in a big way. So let's map out where the pullback point could potentially be. So green for support. And this is just based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, they can tend to act as support. So you can see right here, this level right here at right around 66.15 was an area of resistance several times. So if there is any sort of pullback, then that's going to be that ideal level that would make the chart look the strongest if it can stay above there. If it doesn't, then as I've already said, from an overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line there. Once more, I realize it's super irrelevant right now given how far down it is, but that is a moving average. So as time goes by, that line will move and get more and more relevant as time goes by. In terms of areas of resistance, got to use your gut instincts at this point because this one is in a blue sky breakout territory, which is a good problem to have when you're in a blue sky and you just kind of got to gauge a candlestick. So, I mean, technically speaking, the price, it's pushing to new highs right now as I speak. So even from that angle, as I speak, it's literally in a blue sky breakout. All right, there we go. So a little miniature high right there at basically 67.50. So keep an eye on that. But like I said, market's still open for another 5 minutes, so it may have closed even up above there, which just would illustrate the point that much more of how it's in a blue sky breakout. But yeah, all things considered, very, very strong and healthy day. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders out there, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, how it can and should be used, go get signed up for the free class. It'll be very soon. Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Like I said, it is live, so bring your questions. We can discuss those, live. I was going to say in person, but we're not quite face-to-face in physical. But yeah, I'll be there, and we can discuss those and have a good time with it. So definitely go get signed up for it. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick thing here, we are now looking at the 4-hour time frame. So each one of these represents 4 hours and not 30 minutes. And I like to do that time frame just because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So that'll keep this video and analysis relevant for as long as possible. But overall, Bitcoin and the breakout continues, so much so that I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of this line right there. It served its purpose. Going to get rid of that line down there too. No need to overcomplicate it. So I'm just going to operate under the premise that you're watching this video, I don't know, 15, 20 hours from now. So question number one, you need to ask yourself when you're watching this is, where's the price currently at relative to 72,000? If you're answering the question that the price is above 72,000, then you have yourself a very, very nice breakout of this level right here. How good of a breakout? Well, don't overthink it. How far up above 72,000 is it? The further up above 72,000 it is, the stronger the breakout has occurred. So very straightforward there. Now, maybe you're watching this and say, well, Clay, actually the price is still down, technically down below 72,000. Well, next immediate question is, okay, well, where's the price at relative to that purple line right there, 50 period moving average? And as long as you're answering the question that the price is above there, then one word would summarize, and that would just be consolidation, because that would imply the price is chopping around somewhere around here, and that's good, healthy action. Nothing goes straight up. So I would just say at that point, you would be looking at simply consolidation. Now, if you're saying, well, Clay, the price is actually down below there, next question is, okay, well, where's the price at relative to the pink line? If somehow you're answering the question that the price is down below the pink line, the wheels have fallen off the bus. Something is very, very wrong. I highly doubt you're going to be answering the question that way. But nonetheless, I still want to get it mapped out. But like I said, Either way, you're going to be answering the question of the price probably above 72,000 or at least above the 50-period moving average. I'd be shocked if the price dropped below that purple line over the next 24 hours till I'm back to update things again. But all things considered, Bitcoin in a breakout. Can it get this next breakout of 72,000? We'll see what happens. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to definitely go get signed up for this class, because what you're learning about in it can and should certainly be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So go get signed up. It'll be very soon, Thursday, June 6th at 7 p.m. And like I said earlier, bring your questions because it will be live, and I look forward to discussing and answering your questions. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment down below. And if you have a request, by all means, leave a request in the comment section. I'll try to get that in the next video I do. But like I said, hit that like button, leave a comment, and go get signed up for that free class. Thanks for watching.